What do you think? Good. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday morning, July 9th, 2018, and even though it's Monday morning, unfortunately, we're not doing the crypto report anymore. I am still mining. I still have my VPSs with the masternodes, but I'm no longer mining. So, that's it, guys. That's all that I got. Yeah, it feels weird. But getting this week started, I had a few tasks that I needed to take care of this morning before leaving for work and all that. I cleaned out the fire pit, all the ashes and stuff. I put the storage bins. I had 3 storage bins of camping gear. Got rid of all of that. And what else did I do? Just picked up and cleaned up the house. So the parents are coming back today, tonight, this evening sometime. And I like to have the house nice for them, so that way it's not destroyed and they're not like, oh great, we're back, yay, and all that stuff. So, this week, I'm trying to think of what's going on this week. I got a bunch of shit to do at work. My back is feeling a little bit better than yesterday. So Saturday night, Grant and I did some camping outside. We put the tent and air mattresses in the backyard, out back of the house. And it was nice. My air mattresses were shit, though. The one that I was in kind of like lost half of its air, and I was dragging my ass on the ground. And Grant's was completely flat within like an hour or something. So those air mattresses are old as hell. We are going to get new ones at some point, or soon, or whatever. Also, what else is going on? Oh, I wanted to get Grant a new battery for his Power Wheels Jeep, and they're not really, I don't know, they're fucking expensive. So an actual name brand Power Wheels battery in the store last night at Walmart was $70. That's for a 12 volt, 12 amp hour Power Wheels branded whatever battery. I saw somebody sells an adapter on Amazon, and somebody mentioned in one of the reviews for that adapter that they were able to use like a 33 amp hour battery, and that allowed them to run their Power Wheels for like 7 hours. So I don't know how that's gonna work, but I'm guessing you use basically like a motorcycle battery. I was like, dude, $70 for a battery? I can almost get a fucking car battery for that amount of money. So I was looking into it. I did go over by like the motorcycle batteries and stuff, and those were like 40, maybe 50 bucks. And I don't know what the amp hour ratings are and dimensions and all that, but I'm gonna research that today and try to find a new battery or something. So if I could get like a motorcycle battery set up for like 50 bucks, that's more amp hours. I mean, why not? Yeah. So the adapter that they sell that I mentioned, it basically plugs into the terminals on the whatever battery you're using, the positive and negative terminals, and it's a plastic adapter that plugs into the Power Wheels cable, I guess. So the cable that's in the Jeep itself, it would plug directly into this adapter, and then the adapter goes onto those leads on the battery. So that's kind of what the big deal is with the Power Wheels battery, is that they have like their own proprietary little plug-in thing on the battery. But other than that, it's just a fucking like lead acid, old school tech battery. Be cool to have some sort of lipo or lithium based replacement, but maybe I can look into that too. But I know lithium's going to be more money. So if anything, like I said, maybe a motorcycle battery, pull it out and just use like a 12 volt car battery charger to recharge that versus their stupid thing. So we'll see. Alright, so a little bit of relationship stuff. So not really much going on that front. Well, I'm talking to one specific woman, girl. I think she's really special. We're gonna kind of see how this goes and all that. We mutually agreed to take things slow, and I'm cool with that. I have, timeline wise, about another year or so before I'm completely financially free and all that. So I'm cool with taking some time and, you know, not only just focusing on me and all that, but focusing on going about a proper relationship. So one of the things about getting to and into my age group is, you know, everyone wants to rush things. There's like this sense of impending doom or something. Biological clocks are ticking, libidos are falling. I don't know what the fuck it is, but people just lose their goddamn minds. To be blunt, a lot of people in my age group may have been single for a while. So that means they haven't gotten any in, you know, a year or more than a year. And I don't want to say that's their goal, but, you know, that's kind of what they're after. And then the problem with you know, getting physical at the beginning of a relationship is then I don't know. There's not much else of much other type of connection being built. You know, a physical connection is important and all that, but without, you know, the mental and the social and the communicative and all those types of connections, the physical, to be honest, anyone can give that to somebody. So that's something that I really learned from Rochelle. She wasn't quite receptive to a full-blown relationship. And I can't necessarily blame her for that. That's just kind of where she was at and what she was looking for. So the physical stuff, I mean, it's great, it's fine, but at the end of the day, you know, if that's all that you're basing everything on, when that's missing or absent or gone for an extended period of time, that's a problem. You know, I mean, either somebody's going to go look for that from somebody else when you're not around, or they're not really going to have those same types of feelings, you know, in terms of maybe nostalgia and missing you and the memories and all that type of stuff. It's just like, oh, well, they're not there to ride today, so I guess I'll find a different bike to ride. It's like, whoa. So just some random thoughts and stuff. It makes dating a little bit tougher in this day and age because, like I said, like, we're not young kids where it's just like, man, whatever, you know, going out doing stuff, fun stuff all the time. You know, as an adult, you know, we have the, you know, conflicting schedules and just multiple calendars that we're managing and running. You know, my schedule just alone with Grant ties up half of my weekends a month. So trying to make plans around that, I don't want to say it's complicated, but if the other person already has something set for one of those free weekends, or let's say I'm shooting a wedding or whatever, I might not see somebody for like a month. So it's a very like weird type of dynamic. I don't know what the analogy would be. It's almost like a push-pull. So it's like, you know, you're pushing to try to make stuff happen, and then, you know, scheduling conflicts might come up, and then you're kind of just like pulling back and just trying to just be like, all right, you know, wait for the next opportunity or window. And it's just kind of like fluid push-pull that feels like you're like running in like mud or like waist deep water or something, where it's like the harder you run, the more resistance you get. And then sometimes you just kind of go with the flow and things are smooth and no problems. So I just I have a lot of mixed feelings about different things like this. I mean, one is, you know, I kind of like the idea of having multiple, I don't want to say multiple girlfriends, but dating multiple people, because then when one's busy, you can do something with the other, and vice versa. But as you can imagine, you know, that becomes a massive can of worms and headache in and of itself. So, you know, I think different spouses, and for me it's particularly women, different women require different needs. So somebody like my ex, Rochelle, you know, I could have been fine probably dating 2 or 3 different people, or up to 2 other women while with her. Because her needs were very basic. Like she didn't want a lot of time and a lot of alone time, and maybe just one night a weekend, a free weekend, she wanted to do something. Whereas other women, they want to carve out, you know, their little spot in your life, and they want to be not only the only single person. Rochelle wanted it. She didn't. We were exclusive, so she didn't. You know, we talked about all this. I'm just saying in general. So you know, I'm not saying that other women are cool with you dating other chicks, but what I'm saying in terms of attention and I'm not sure what the exact term is, but like for someone like me that has a lot of love to give, it's hard to throttle that. It's hard to kind of put a governor or restriction on that. So that's where I'm going with that. So, you know, if I'm with somebody and they're tied up or busy or don't want to spend an entire weekend with me, not an entire weekend, but go an entire weekend without spending time with me, that's, like I said, that's my free weekend. So then following weekend I have Grant, so then I'm not going to see them for upwards of, you know, 2 or 3 more weeks. And depending on timing, it might be, you know, 4 weeks. So I understand, like I mentioned at the very beginning of this clip, is I understand like the feeling of needing to rush and hurry up and do as much when you can and all that. I get that, because opportunities are limited. You know, time is kind of an issue. I get all that. It's just trying to balance that health with, you know, in a healthy manner. Alright, so I just went and got some gas. Did the math. 13.53 miles to the gallon on this tank of gas. Or I'm sorry, what? No, 13.53 gallons, which came out to 39 mpg for this tank of gas, which ain't too bad. So where I was going with this is, it's, you know, as society, everything trains us to try to figure out or try to learn, like, you know, seduction and all this bullshit. So, you know, all the pickup artist stuff, all the books, all the videos, all that sort of stuff, they all teach us to, like, get the girl. And not just get the girl, but, you know, hey, say these, you know, 5 secret super cheesy lines or something, and it'll unlock a woman's mind and you'll sleep with her on the first night, and all this stuff. So when you're not coming from a state of abundance, you know, let's say you haven't dated in a long time, or you are inexperienced, or you're young, or shy, or whatever, you know, feed in and buy in all this bullshit. So let's say it works. You know, you do all these pickup techniques and and mental games and all this stuff, and then you get to sleep with the girl. And is that what you want? For most people, it actually isn't. Most people, they think that's what they want, and then they're like, okay, then they get it. Once they get it, then they're sitting there like, okay, well, now what? I don't know how to do or work on anything else. You know, I've wanted that for so long. You know, that's the short term. But they don't, you know, realize it before it happens. So what's the long term goal? So they're like, oh, well, how do I keep this girl? You know, I mean, it's just, you know, it was nice and this and that. And she's pretty and beautiful, but, you know, we have nothing else going on. So there's just this kind of interesting dynamic where, you know, it kind of perpetuates the bullshit, is where I'm going with it. So, and you can kind of see where people are in terms of relationships and how serious they are with relationships by how they handle stuff. I mean, if that's what they're going after and that's what they're looking for, there's nothing wrong with that. But when they meet or come across somebody that's fucking serious, well, first off, it doesn't work, obviously. I mean, that's, you know, that's a given. But when they, you know, the serious person kind of cuts them off, you know, they're used to being like, oh, you know, sex, yeah, sex, you know, everyone wants sex, this and that. The serious relationship person is not interested in that. It's just one piece of the puzzle. That's not the end game. So, okay, cool. You can bang. You're good at it or something. Maybe. Probably not. I think you are. Then what? What else you got to bring to the table? You know? Do you have good morals? Do you have good values? Are you good with children? Are you good with your family? Do you have a family? Do you have friends? How's your social circle? You know, do you have a decent job? Are you educated? Non-educated? I mean, there's a million other different pieces and parts to the puzzle than just sex. So, like for me, some of these women, they think like, oh, you know, I hold the strings for sex and this and that. So, you know, as long as I'm like saying like, yeah, when we can do it and this and that, you know, he'll keep coming back for more and this and that. It's like, no, not really. No. You know, because we're physical doesn't mean you can treat me like shit or, you know, degrade me or whatever. Like, no, we're not, you know, I'm not here to be a fuck buddy. And that's a whole nother topic of conversation. You know, fuck buddies, you know, I guess that works in different points of people's lives, but you can get that from anybody. Like, people don't understand this shit. They think like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and maybe they'll like me if I show them how good I am in bed and blah, blah, blah. It's like, fuck that. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't. Maybe I'm old school. Maybe I'm a traditionalist, but sex is, for me, is between two people that care about each other and love each other, not just for fun or for pleasure. I mean, that's part of it. You know, that's part of the benefit of doing it or whatever. But, dude, like, come on, man. You gotta see the bigger picture. So, so I have a feeling I'm going to be talking more and more about all this stuff. I just, you know, there's a lot to it. And I mean, guys, like this day and age, it's tough. You know, there's, you know, you got the Tinder, you got all that fucking type of bullshit that's designed for this disposable society. And it makes it tough for the people that are serious. It really does. I mean, the stories that you hear and stuff, and every woman that I've ever talked to that is done online dating, the shit that the guys do to them, probably because it's online. You know, online, you guys know I work in IT. I've been online since the 90s. And, you know, people have beer muscles. They're, you know, keyboard cowboys, all that type of shit online. Like, the things that people say and do, you know, on their phones or behind their keyboards or however you want to word it, is just absolutely fucking horrendous. And they're missing that face-to-face contact and connection that holds them accountable for their stupid shit, man. So these people, and men and women, but they're basically like wolves in sheep's clothing. You know, they'll do whatever and say whatever to get you to go out with them, to get you to hang out with them, whatever their goal is, and then they just move on. So it's a very narcissistic feedback loop where they get the attention, something isn't quite perfect or right or whatever, and then boom, drop you and move on to the next one. And they're always talking to 3 to 5 people, so it's no big deal. But without an actual meaningful, deep connection, you're like everyone else. So this is something that I couldn't understand after being friends with somebody for probably 20 years now, over 20 years. How I, as their friend, you know, I thought I had a better connection. How I could be lumped in with all these other fuckboys and people. Basically, how there'd be no emotional attachment, investment, nothing. It's just business. I didn't understand that. And it's taken me, it's only, been, I'd say a couple weeks since we broke up, but a month or two of analyzing this and realizing, like, that's what it is. That was what the problem was. It necessarily wasn't her, it wasn't me, whatever, but it was just that I mean absolutely nothing more to her than some other random fucktard that she would be talking to. So everything that I stand for, everything that I believe in, everything that drives me, none of that mattered. I could have done fucking whatever I wanted to her, and the outcome would have been the same. So going forward, how do I learn from that? It's going to be, well, watching out for signs of somebody that has the same personality, I guess, or same demeanor, or basically the same type of person. And I guess you could say almost like protecting myself against people like that. Or, in an easier way to put it, be with people that enjoy me, for me, and enjoy different things about me, versus somebody that initially would say that they, you know, like those various attributes about me, but then ultimately spin them and turn them against me. So it was a learning experience, because I'm cut from a completely different cloth in terms of relationships, in terms of caring, in terms of the empath thing, all these things, responsibilities, and it was it's very eye-opening. Alright, I could be wrong, but I think that the camera finally fixed the orientation problem. It was recording all the videos upside down, and there was a setting to flip that or whatever and invert the videos, and it wasn't quite working. Ever since I was trying out the time-lapse mode, it seems to be working now properly, so that's kind of cool. We'll see if it sticks. I am going to be leaving work for the day pretty soon here. God, my ear still is hurting. I gotta get some good sleep. I gotta get some solid 8, 9, 10 hours of sleep each night, I think. Yeah. I think that would help with healing and all that, especially feels like I pulled some muscles and stuff from trying to sleep in that jank ass airbed when we were camping. What else is happening? Not a whole lot. I spent like a lot of time today virtually spending a fuckload of money trying to customize one of my pistols, and I realized like the pistol was like $200, and I want to put like $1,000 or $1,500 into the gun when all is said and done. But I guess that's the nature of the beast and stuff. But I'm not doing that because I don't have that kind of money. But I was just like, window shopping, I guess you could say, online. So that was kind of interesting. But other than that, yeah, I went over my lunch break and I ran to the post office. I sold some garbage mail kid cards. And I have a bunch more stuff that I need to list on eBay. So I'm going to be working on that probably this week on and off. A little bit here and there. So that's it. Stay tuned for more.